Hey guys, it's Jeannette. I hope you're all doing well. It has been a while, but I am so excited for this semester. It will be my last semester before I start my clinicals, before I start my acute cure 1, 2, and then my preceptorship. In that last semester, they threw in a second nursing research course. But yeah, guys, all has been good. I'm so sorry I have not kept y'all in the loop. It's good. So someone asked me, am I getting the hang of things? I am getting the hang of things, and I know a lot of y'all have asked me about my like the sertraline. So I took it all the way up until maybe a month ago, just for personal body reasons, and I wanted to see how I do without it. And you know, I'm thinking about, you know, growing our family in the future, and I just really want to focus on being cleaner with my body, if that makes any sense. So and by this time, which is something that I have replied to some of y'all, there are certain things that I'm doing to try and control my anxieties. I think when I'm eating better, I feel better. I have these little things in my head that I'm like, it's going to be okay. And I haven't really done that or said that to me. I always go to almost like the worst case outcome. And that is so heavy in terms of the pressure that I put on myself, which I'm like, why? And then, and I try to just stay encouraged. I do journal, and that seems to be helping. And I started cycling. I don't know if y'all follow me on Instagram, but I started cycling. Even I haven't done outside rides in a little while, but you know, I'll sit on my indoor bike. Well, it's my bike on a trainer, and I have even a desk there, so I'll do my homework and just cycle, and that just makes me feel better about my body. Anyway, so as of now, the last time I spoke to y'all, I was in the middle of PEDD, and it went fine. I remember the biggest thing about that course was getting your head to toe assessment down within 20 minutes. So I remember I think I have to ask Anne to find out what exactly I forgot. There was one thing I forgot, and on top of that, I had time. So at the end of it, if you have time and it's less than 20 minutes, you can reference your sheet and just go down the list. No one can tell you what you've done and you haven't done, so you just have to remember. And there's 2 things at that point that when I read it, I was like, okay, I have to get those 2 things done. And I go and do that one thing, and I blank out. I just could not for the life of me remember that last thing. And literally it was one of those awkward moments where you stand in there and you're like, so what was it? And the teacher's like, she can't say anything, and then Anne's like and I'm like, and literally I had probably 3 to 4 minutes of just silence of me just standing there looking at Anne's body, trying to figure out what I've done and what I didn't. But nonetheless, I got an A, and I was just really excited. I think that was probably one of my favorite classes. I know it's a high stress class for a lot of people. I kind of may have talked about this before, but I mean, in ICU, you really do thorough assessments. Unless things are going south, or you know, you need focused assessments, but you want to do thorough assessments. These patients are complicated, and I do a lot of that on the norm. You know, part of my daily assessment is a lot of that. I did observe other nurses in my group that it was a lot harder technique wise, or what's the normal finding, and I'm like, don't you do this on a regular? But everyone again comes in with different backgrounds, so it just depends on where you are and what you have been doing in your practice, as well as improving that. So yeah, so then summer, let's see, summer was awesome just because it was a summer course. It was nursing informatics, and it was just project work, reading, and a lot of writing. But it was just so nice to have a summer where I'm not stressing about exams. And if y'all follow me on Instagram, Anne got married. Oh my gosh, y'all. Anne got married, and I was so honored to be, one, a bridesmaid. I've never been a bridesmaid, but that I was able to just share this entire experience with her. And just having known her since what, orientation day, from the beginning of this program. So it's just one of those friendships that just naturally, like, I feel like I've known her my entire life, and we are such good friends, and those friendships I do not take for granted, because nowadays you just never know with people. No, so it's just been so excited to help her. I've crafted a couple things for her wedding, and it was just so nice to get to know her family and her fiance and all of that, well, now husband. So that was just good timing for us, that we had this course. I mean, yeah, you had to read a lot and write papers, but we didn't have any exams. So come to today, I'm actually on campus today. I'm taking 2 courses. The first is nursing research, and then diagnostic tests and procedures. So I'm actually excited about the diagnostic tests and procedures, because I mean, there's just so much to learn, and it's one of those courses on top of like the physical examination, that this is like the meat to my knowledge of taking care of these patients in acute care. So knowing what tests to order, what they mean, interpreting. I've never been so excited to learn how to interpret an x-ray before. Today we get to suture. I'm so excited. So these things just amp me up. It is a little overwhelming, because between the nursing research and the diagnostic, there's a ton of reading. Like, each of the modules has like maybe 10 articles to read, and then like 2 to 3 lectures to watch, and then some activities, and it's just like click, link, 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 and I'm like, so I'm trying to stay organized. I'm trying to figure that out, because I'll end up shutting off my computer because I can't read it all in one sitting, come back and I'm like, well, which link did I read? So last night I actually listed out everything from module 1, 2, 3, 4, because I was just getting overwhelmed just trying to figure out what I've done and what I haven't done. And in grad school, if you have a moment, if you have a couple of days that you're off or something like that, you want to really take advantage of that time and maybe work ahead. So I know I've worked ahead on a couple modules, because I'm like, hey, I have a toddler. She no longer takes naps, y'all. So remember I was telling you how to survive grad school with a kid? That was a big part of, I got a solid 2 hours to spend on school stuff, and yeah, she no longer naps. And on top of that, she does not go to bed at, it used to be 7:30. Now it's like 9. So she's full of energy. She wants to play with me all the time, and she wants to be in my planner and my books and my textbooks, my iPad. It's just so, it's we are trying to transition here, trying to figure out when I can be most productive, especially if I am home. But I will say, y'all, and I mentioned this before, Bluetooth headphones come through. They really do. And for all those parents that, you know, they have to be home watching the kid, I get it. So I just pop one of those bad boys in, have my laptop talking to me, lectures. Even if I can't sit there and watch the lecture, if I can hear it, I'm like, that's at least one way coming in. And then in the future, when I do have the moment of silence, or just, you know, by myself, then I can go back and like maybe like speed watch some of the lectures and just stop at the point where I'm like, okay, I need to see what that is, or what table are they looking at. So those Bluetooth headphones are just, they have been the way I have been able to tie everything in, like, with my busy schedule. I feel last week we had our first class, so y'all know that this is a hybrid program, so there are days that you have to be on campus, or you get an incomplete, or you fail a class, and then there are days where most of the stuff is done online, or online lectures and all that. So last week we had the first class for this diagnostic, and you know, one of those teachers that they're so passionate, they instill fear in you, but they want you to, they like, motivate you to be better. So that's what happened. And I haven't had that in a while. And I'm trying to be totally transparent. Like in this program, I haven't had a teacher really like turn on the light bulb. And first, like obviously me and Anne are sitting next to each other. And she goes, put your phones down, like turn off all the technology. And I'm like, but I need to check my social media. No, but honestly, no one's done that. I mean, since, I don't even know, like undergrad, like, anyways. So she just went into, this is my time to instill my 30 years of wisdom and knowledge in this profession so you can take the most and best out of it. And I was like, whoa. And she just kept talking about us, where we are right now, and what we're going to do. We're going to be transitioning into providers. And she was just talking about the importance of really being on your A game, because you're the one that's going to be taking the phone calls in the middle of the night, you know, giving the orders, you know, leading a code. Like, all these things are going to fall on you. And that moment, Anne and I looked at each other like, are we ready? Because I don't feel ready. And I'm one of those people, if you haven't noticed, I will talk and voice my opinion. And she said, what are you feeling right now about like how this course will I guess make you feel? And you know, I just said, I feel like it's going to highlight what I don't know, or just, I guess, how did I say it? Expose what I should know, but I don't know. And that is literally the truth. I talked to NPs that have graduated my program here, have gone to programs across the country, are working, and across the line, they feel like the NP curriculum just gives you the real basics, and you won't feel ready. You won't, like, until you get to the job, and then you'll realize how much you don't know. And that's kind of how I felt with nursing, like my ADN as well. Like, you know your basics, but then like, what do you know? So it's a little nerve-wracking to hear that. And I think that's why I'm so excited about this course, because I think it will be a great refresher. I know during my spring semester when I was taking PEDD, some people were taking diagnostics, and I felt like there was such a disconnect. So I'm like, okay, like when we have to come up with differential diagnosis, it's like you kind of have to know diagnostics to be able to help you walk through some of those differentials. So I'm not sure. I think they want to make it to the point where you are taking both at the same time for everyone, and not like me where I took PEDD first and then now I'm taking diagnostics like 2 semesters later. So anyways, I am so excited for this semester. In all of 2020, I've talked to a physician already. I've talked to a nurse practitioner that actually graduated from this program as well, that's working in my hospital, just to see like, hey, can I precept with y'all? And my program, like my track here, they do coordinate the clinicals, so they will make exceptions if you do have someone you want to work with. And I personally want to, one, because if it allows me to learn in a more comfortable environment, that'll be great, but also for like future job opportunities. I mean, I've been at my facility for about 3 years. If I do this at my facility for the next year or so, I'm hoping that the doors open. I've already talked to my director, I've talked to the actual CEO of the hospital, so they know I'm in NP school, and like just putting that little bug in their ear, literally. And that's kind of how I even got my job in ICU without like ever working as a nurse. I went into ICU just being a new grad from my ADN program. So networking is so important, y'all. Yeah, so all is good. Please leave me in the comment section below any questions y'all have for me. I will be trying as hard as I can to keep y'all updated. I'm trying to write more blog stuff, just because, you know, if I have a moment to write or something here, it's a lot quicker than video at times. So But life is good. Life is good. And I'm just trying to focus on being positive, building others up, reminding myself that I can do this. I hate to say that I don't feel like that will ever change, but I do feel better. The anxiety that I felt that first May, we're nowhere near that, which I'm so grateful. Yeah, so I hope y'all are doing great. Keep pushing through all these obstacles, and I get messages all the time. I want y'all to really believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what you have gone through, doesn't matter your childhood. I mean, all that plays into who you are today and what you're going to work towards. And I was just talking to a friend about my childhood and all of that, and why I am the way I am. Why am I so like goal-oriented? Why do I love education, school? These are all things where I at one point realized growing up, I want this. I want to be successful. I want to be a role model. I want to teach others. I want, you know, all these positive things that I want to accomplish. And a lot has to do with my, you know, my childhood. I want better for myself and my family, my daughter. So whatever it is that motivates you, keep that in mind, honestly. Put it in your planner, your journal. Put it on like a piece of paper at your house, your mirror. Anyways, so just stay positive, y'all. I am so excited for everyone that's really going after their dreams. Keep me in your prayers as we get through the semester. We're just one step closer, and I really have enjoyed giving you guys an update. So sorry it's taken so much time, but yeah, we'll talk soon. If you have any questions, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share the video.